Okay, so for the second part of the week, we're gonna start looking at equations. Just as review, making sure that we're good with distributing. With this one, I have to distribute twice and then combine like terms. So I'm gonna start with the -6, and I'm gonna multiply both things by -6. So -6 times 1 is -6, and -6 times 6 is -36, but I gotta bring that r down to it. So then I got to multiply 4 times both of these. If there's just an r there, it's like having a 1r. So when I multiply by 4, I'm going to get 4r. And then 4 times 8 is 32. So now I have to combine like terms. So I'll just start with my r's. I have -36r and +4r. So if I add those together, I'll get -32r. Then I've got my constants, and I want to add those together. -6 plus 32 is 26. And then you're all done. From the beginning half of the week, we did evaluating. So if you remember, that is just where I'm going to rewrite this expression, but instead of the variables, I'm going to put the numbers. In this case, there's a lot of 3's. So Q is 3, and then P is also 3. I'm going to bring down my 3's, so many 3's. And then P is 3 over 3. Okay. 3, 3, whatever. So I'm going to do my parentheses first. And the first thing I would do inside my parentheses is divide. So I'm going to have 3 plus 3 minus 3 minus 1. Because 3 divided by 3 is 1. So now I'm going to do my parentheses next. I'm going to bring down my 3 plus 3, and then 3 minus 1 is going to give me 2. So now that all I have left is adding and subtracting, I can just go straight from left to right. So 3 plus 3 is 6. Sorry, I had to like a moment. And then 6 minus 2 is 4. So the answer is 4. How exciting. With this, so today we're starting an intro to equations. So generally, one way you know that something's an equation is it has an equal sign. That should make sense. If it's an equation, something equals something. So you got to look for an equal sign. And in this case, we're going to be solving for a variable. Basically, we're looking for an unknown. So like when we solve equations, our variable is unknown, and we're trying to figure out what number goes there. So the ones that we're starting with, we're really just going to try and use like mental math to figure it out. So like in this case, we have that -2 equals 5 plus n. So you just want to ask yourself, what number would I add to 5 to get -2? Now I know that sometimes adding with positives and negatives can be hard, but if you think about it on the number line, so here's 0, here's -2, and then here's 5. So how many spaces and in which direction did I have to go to get from 5 to -2? So I obviously had to go 5 to get back down to 0. I had to go left 5. Oops. I had to go left 5, and then I had to go left 2 more. So I went a total of -7, just if the number line helps you. But basically, if you're better at mental math, you could probably just say like, hey, -7 plus 5 would give me -2. So in this case, my unknown is -7. With this, what that's saying is -2 times n equals 0. So there's some number that we're going to multiply -2 by to get 0. And hopefully you guys remember that any number times 0 is 0. That's the only way to get 0 from multiplying, is multiplying by 0. So in this case, n has to be 0. So really it's all just like, we're going to be trying to figure out what numbers are missing. With these, it's important to be able to translate between like words and equations and like what everything actually means. So we have to look at what this sentence is, and I'm going to write an equation, and then I'm also going to figure out what number the C is going to represent. So it's saying that C decreased by 9. So that means that I'm starting with C and I'm taking away 9. And it's saying that that's equal to 39. So that's how I would write that out mathematically. If C is decreased by 9, I'm taking it away, which is subtraction. And then is equal to, should pretty much tell you that's an equal sign, I would think, hopefully. And then 39. So I just have to ask myself, what number would I subtract 9 from to get 39? So, you know, it would have to be 9 more than 39, which is 48. Sorry. So in this case, C is 48. This one, 7 more than R. So in this case, I'm starting with R. It's saying I have R and then I have 7 more because it's 7 more than R. And then it's equal to 10. So what number would I have to add to 7 to get to 10? How much more is 10 than 7? So if you think 7, 8, 9, 10. So in this case, R is 3. Then we have U times 5 is equal to 5. So you could write like U5, but the more proper way to write that is just 5U, because I'm just multiplying them by each other, and it's equal to 5. So what number would I multiply any number by to get that same number back? Hopefully you guys remember that it would be a 1. And then N divided by. So I know that a lot of times people like to use the division symbol. I personally do not like the division symbol. Fraction bars are much more efficient and proper. But I will tell you that, did you know, fun fact, a division symbol is the way it is because it's supposed to be a fraction bar with 2 blanks, because it's division and fraction are the same thing. Just in case, you know, the more you know. That was the thing, right? Anyway, N divided by 2 is 9. So what number divided by 2 would give us 9? Well, if I split something into 2 groups and each group is 9, then I would just 9 times 2 would be 18. I hope I'm explaining this well, or like your brains are beating. It's hard, so hard teaching when I can't see your faces, but or where you can't ask me questions. But hopefully, if you're struggling with this during the live practice this week on Friday, hopefully that'll help. But anyway, that was it, and okay.